What's up, y'all? It's Evan back again with another watch list. Today is Wednesday the 20th. Happy Inauguration Day to you. If you're very salty, if you're very happy, if you don't care at all, congrats. You ended up here today, and that's what I appreciate. As long as you guys make good decisions and are safe, I'm happy. Today I have some really good bangers for you. This is what's great, is that we had such a green day today. If you follow my list at all, I'm sure anyone who comes here would. That would make sense. You guys have some really good plays to go off of. I mean, like, some of them really busted off crazy today. The goal is to make this video 20-25 minutes. That's going to be the new show length. I'm really trying to make it like a TV show. I want to have, like, over here, like, a bar with everything. It's going to be crazy. We're getting there. Getting ahead of myself. It'll be okay. I have about 10, 8, 9, 7, 6, anywhere in that range of really good plays, and then some add-on intermediate plays. If you're more advanced, they're going to be great for you. This channel is dedicated to folks who are beginners and intermediate traders. If you're a beginner and you've never once technically channeled or charted anything, I'm your guy. I will show you everything you need to know. If you're intermediate and all your money's locked up in plug and NIO and Tesla and everyone's out here's buying NDVA or whatever it is because everyone loves EV stocks, that's great. And you need to have some mid caps to really pat your stats, I'm your guy. What's great is that the pandemic is wrapping up, hopefully soon. Okay, that's the main goal. It's for everyone to be safe. Premium services are coming. That's gonna be a few weeks, a few months, most likely. I am filming the first episode of the class for you. I will release it. You're welcome. No, but I'm gonna put the first class on YouTube that you guys can experience together and give me some feedback on. It's really in depth. I mean, it's like stupidly in depth, so I think you guys are really going to enjoy it for all you guys who are nerds out there like I am. With that being said, the goal is to beat 25 minutes. We're at 3 minutes right now. Damn. Alright, well, I guess with editing, probably close to like 2:30, but let's get this bad boy rolling. No journal updates today because it's, you know, I've been working on some other things. I'll do that tomorrow. No further ado, let's get into it. Above me, you're going to see two lists. The one that's presented right now called Poop, because that's our old trusty dusty poop list. I always forget the names. Has 2, 4, 6, 8 stocks today for you. These are our great stocks. Above that, as you can see, are intermediate trader stocks who are really, really good. These would be 1 minute each videos. You can pause the video right now and get out of here if you want to. I'm cool with that. If you are a beginner trader for sure, I suggest that between every stock's a 5-second ticker video with the Stoch guy looking like this. I suggest you pause the video and chart these yourself. I want you to find supports, resistances, trend lines, and then any kind of patterns. If you want to throw in volume profile, that's great. And again, I want you guys just to be as successful as possible. I want you to learn from me and then leave me, right? Eventually, I want you to come to me as just a watch list and then go do it yourself, right? I don't want you guys to be dependent on me. That's not healthy. Codependency is never the goal. So, our first stock for the day is EBR. EBR we called over here. I said, ooh, uptrend. And again, it didn't live. I was a little too aggressive on that, and now it's kind of come down. And again, is this really a pure uptrend? No, it's a little testy. I mean, I guess you could easily say it's lower, and I think the support area is a little bit lower. I think we're looking at, 614 is the good buy-in spot for sure. 623, it's having a pullback. It'll be in a downtrend until it really breaks above these higher or these lower highs. But again, really good setup, really strong support here. A lot of price action stops and starts here. And again, it is uptrending, higher lows across the board. You want to see it live above 579 for sure. You'd be happy if it lived above here, but it didn't. It's tied. It's making a double bottom, which is great. But again, you want to see it live right here. If it gets lower, you're going to have to hope it holds above 579. If not, you're going to have to buy in lower around 537, but you'll make your money back. But great ascension, and again, it's an ascending triangle. I mean, duh. These are my favorite plays. Right, you see that? It's an ascending triangle. It just depends when you can get into it. But again, this is going to be a fantastic move for the future. Let's check the indicators. What's so dank about the indicators is I don't do these until I do them with you. And so again, you can get a live update of how I see it. I always go EMA lines, RSI, Stoch, Vortex. I just go down the list. That's the best way I always found doing it. And to say it out loud is a lot easier than just to think it to yourself. So if you're at home, say it out loud yourself. Talk out loud. My dad taught me that because he's a crazy old Jewish man. That's not here nor there. As we can see, it's above the POC, our point of control on our volume indicator, or my volume profile. You can watch that video if you want to. So it's above that, holding it up. That's a strong support area. The EMA lines are both above it. As you can see, it's been testing the 50 and the 200. It needs to break above that. And I want to see it really break above that to make some really good runs. That's where your money is when it breaks above both of them. So if you're more adverse to risk, wait for that. RSI is 40. If we zoom out, we can see it does get oversold, but also a lot of times it reverses around 34. So it was just there, 35. It was just there, so hopefully reversal is coming. Do I see a divergence in the stochastic? I don't. This is lower than that. So again, that's good to go. And again, it's a very close call. One could argue that this wick is making a double bottom. So I guess you could say that is close to being a divergence. When the bottoms don't match, it's a divergence. So it's very close. The one thing you should recognize is that the peaks do match, so there's no bearish divergence. That's a good thing. Vortex is low where it's going to reverse at. So again, indicators barring the EMA lines as resistance, this will be reversing soon. Will it be here or below 550? It's hard to tell, but I think right here it's going to be a really good area to reverse at. EBR is a great pickup. Next is EDU. Again, a little bit more different looking than our usual channel. I put this white dotted line in, and again, it's not perfectly lined up with it, and that's okay. What I'm going for, though, is in the recent price action, there is almost like putting supports vertically and horizontally and diagonally. So these are other trend lines you could throw in. Anywhere beneath this trend line is going to be my buying area. So this dotted line is where I want to buy in, and currently it's there. So again, it just tapped into it. Do I think it has the potential to get down lower? Yeah, I do. But given the support area right here, you see how it does this staircase. I talk about this constantly with my up channels. It makes staircases. That's exactly what these do. Go back and look at CAT. I called it before, CAT. Watch that. Every single time you'll see there's some level of resistance that gets tested, and then it makes a new support. That's a very basic thing of technical analysis. This right here is making a new support in this area, right? So is it perfectly lined up? I couldn't tell you, right? I mean, it could be a little bit lower to hit these bodies, and this right here could be a little bit higher. And that's kind of where you take on more risk or less risk. I think right here to 166 is a great buy-in zone, and it's going to reverse somewhere in here. And again, what's the potential? 17, 20%. That's 35, 20, 25 bucks for a $500 buy-in. You get like $100. So like you can get some good money off of this for sure. But EDU is a great setup, great channel, and again, very easy risk management. You can see where you want to cut it at and where you want to hold it through. So great read. Let's check the indicators. Since I started doing 25-minute videos, there's this guy, I forget who it was, one of my friends, who said he likes to play me at 1.5 speed. God bless you, keeping up with my voice today, trying to break into this 25-minute area, trying to keep it short by screeching and breathing heavy doing this. It's like a workout. This is obviously a 200 EMA play. I mean, you don't even need indicators. You see how it bounces up the 200 EMA line, and it holds above it, bounce, 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 right? That's going to be your stop loss area. If it breaks that and goes farther down than this area, so you have about 3%, 2.8% beyond the 200, which is relatively historically fine. So if it goes beneath that, hold it. But if it goes like 4 or 5%, you're still holding it, you might want to cut it. Unless it gets down to like 157, then you can make a new idea of a new channel play. Because this could be a channel developing right here, right? If that's the case, you hold it and then you hope it goes up. So again, it's all about your risk management, what you like to do. Some more folks are more aggressive, some are more tame. I'm personally more tame, I'd cut it. RSI doesn't really get much lower than 39, as you can see, a lot of reversals, but it gets overbought a lot. That's a good sign. A lot of folks are buying this, is getting higher and higher, and when it got oversold once, you would have made some money. So again, it looks fair for a ascension. This is a really good RSI read. I like that a lot. So if we can get a little bit lower, for sure it looks really good. Stochastic's fair, and again, it's consolidating, as you can see, and one can even see from looking farther out a potential triangle. So again, that's probably why it's happening. And then the vortex again is consolidating. You'd wish it was lower, but again, given the historical rise of this, it's gone up almost 67%. So again, the vortex may be a little off because of that. But again, great setup. 200 EMA is going to be your read. It's a fantastic setup for EDU. Next is ENBL. We called it a while ago. We called it, about 2 weeks ago. You would have made money if you bought it and held it. Been a good boy. Then again, we have right here, we can see we have clear higher lows as we go through. And again, that's such a thing people don't harp on, but I always harp on it. You need to have higher lows. That's a sign of bullish tendencies. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, all the way through. And that's going to break eventually, right? But again, that's just how it goes. You can't have that forever. But again, while you're buying in, that just mitigates your risk, and it shows you all the things you want to show, and shows strength the whole way up, because we only go long because it's a green market. So it's having higher lows. So you can suspect the reversal will be before 525, 522. And again, we're at the volume profile line here. Now again, this is where it likes to die off at. You see how before it died off and came back, and it says it dies off and comes back, dies off and comes back. Now again, it does sell off every time it's done that twice. So I'd wait. Let's be cautious. Let's not be idiots and just jump in. We're at the top of the channel, right? Part of you should want this to live and you can buy in and go long. Part of you, though, should also want this to die, because this does die down to 425. Now we have a whole room to make almost 50%. So again, let's see what happens if this is going to be the new green system, because again, you could see with Joe Biden's inauguration today, stocks had a good time. I'm not being political. They just look like they're good. Maybe there's something going on with Enable midstream partners you should look into. ENBL looks really good for a possible bounce here and a few more pennies. Let's check out the indicators. So it's a 50 EMA bounce, tied with the 200. You can see it's testing that right now. You want to see that hold, and again, you want to see the 200 be held too. If it holds here, that's great. If it dies, I would wait, let it go up to 200, and then buy back in. The Stoch is very low, RSI is low, Vortex is all very low. So again, given that, there should be a reversal soon, but it's not perfectly set up just because of the price action. We see again, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we don't know yet. But again, historically, I think it may drop on you, but given that's been consolidating for 7 months, I think something may be happening soon, and it may be positive. ENBL, good setup. Next is ERIE, or as my Jamaican friends say, IRWD. I'm stupid. So, great price action. It's a great ascending triangle. Ascending channel, my apologies. And again, just like every other stock I've talked about, old resistances will become new supports. As you can see, this was a resistance, turned to a support. Was a resistance, area turned into a support. Was a resistance, turned to a support. So, I'm not entirely sold that it's going to live here, but I'm also not entirely sold it's going to die, because you look back over here, it really just stayed above this support just like it's at now, just to kind of wait for it to come back. And like over here, right, this was your support area, anywhere from here down was your support area. It went down once and it came back. So I think there's a chance it may come down a little bit farther, but again, this thing likes to consolidate until that line catches up to take off again. So that's a really good sign of strength. And again, you can look over, even over here, it did the same exact thing, right? It broke above it, came down, come back up. So, I mean, this is a great support area. And again, we're talking easily 10%, which is going to be $25 for one share, which is really good. Easy money. And again, if it does break this, just wait to buy in at 230. And I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, EMA lines may have something to do with this. Let's check it out. So, who knew that the 200 EMA line would be where it bounces off of with 50 bounces? Again, I preach it every video, and I say it 10 times a video, but I feel like the more times I say something, the more you're going to get it. So again, if you are sick of me saying it, that sucks for you, because I'm only 40 videos in, I got plenty of youth left in me. So we have really good 50 EMA bounces. It did break it, and again, historically, when it does break it, it does come back, but it also spikes. So again, I think this may be a longer reversal. See how tomorrow goes. It may take some time. It may bull, which is fine. But again, if you are a fan of confirmation, you'll be waiting a while. RSI is low, but again, be dynamic. Okay, if it's not below 30, it doesn't mean it's not oversold. Under 40 is also a great range. So it being at 38 here, look back historically, you can see plenty of price action stops around 42. And again, it's below 42, which gives it some confidence. Stock is very low. Again, fantastic. Do I see a divergence? Yes, but again, it's a very weak one at this point. Again, that's lower, that's higher. This is lower than that. So again, those do not match, as you can see. And when you do bottom to bottom, it's bullish. When it's peak to peak, it's bearish. And again, it's always good to double check this. That to that is higher. See that? And then this to this is higher. So there's no bearish divergence, only bullish. Again, fantastic sign. Love it. Vortex is extremely low and it reverses in this area. So everything points to reversal. The question is, will it be here or will it be closer to 230? Again, not that big of a difference. Maybe what's the difference here? A few percent. They were talking maybe a difference of 5%. And again, that's a huge deal for some people. So if you're more risk averse, I wait, but ERIE is a great setup. Next is GSKY. GSKY is like YEXT, but like on a larger scale. You see that? And this is the beauty of making relationships with your stocks. I know these like the back of my hand. That looks really good. This looks really good. And you can see I called YEXT over here and it's already up 6%, so you're welcome. But GSKY looks really... But did it gap? Oh no, we're good. So if you have YEXT, you're welcome. GSKY looks really good. Bought it twice, made money. I even called it a third time, I believe, made money. So here we go again. Is this consistent? No, this will not last forever. And again, that's why we buy in towards support and channels, because then it mitigates our risk. We have two things to fall back on, boopity boop, and then if those both break, we cut it, no big deal, right? Now, this could possibly be a ascending channel, right? It could be going on for a very long time. I'm sure if I line these up well, and then I did redraws a line, you see how similar those are? And I didn't cheat, those are very similar, right? So this is definitely a channel. You can then plan your profits accordingly, just line these up pretty well, right? Redraws a channel, you see that's really good. And we're looking at profits of maybe 22%, but again, the higher you get, the less profit you're gonna have because it costs more to buy in, and that's just how math works. So sitting at a support area, really good channel. You maybe wanna see it break this 527. If it breaks that and holds and goes crazy, you're gonna be having one of these moments over here where you make some stupid money. So again, fantastic setup. Let's see if EMA lines make a difference, because that could be a huge factor. Oh, so it finally broke the 200. And again, it bounced off it. We want to see it bounce again. It didn't hold the 50, so you got to see it break the 50. I keep saying it, but when you break the 200 and the 50, 9 out of 10 times you get big-ass moves. And again, it looks like we're there. This is one of those perfect ones that doesn't happen very often. You're above the 200. You're at value on the RSI, Stoch, and Vortex. So again, this is a really good setup. It's taken weeks to get here. Again, I was watching the stock making money. So again, this could be the moment of huge gains. It could be the moment it dies on us. We don't know. But again, the indicators look good. 41, again, right about there is where you see a lot of action reversing. It just tapped there, so maybe it's going to show some life. Stock is very low. Vortex is low. Plenty of room to run up historically. GSKY is a great pickup. Next is HES, Hasbro. Very similar to Funko, and Funko is much more volatile. You can see the gaming industry and a lot of these that make games and toys has been going really, really well recently. And again, those are sectors we'll break down in my class and stuff you can look into. But again, very easy to read. Ascending triangle, we called it a few times. You would have made an easy 10% that time. It broke above it, and now it's retesting it. This is a great setup. When it does what you want to do and then it retests it, this is how you get in the bottom level of a new channel. You can even see over here. You think I'm a liar? You see all this over here? See how this was a same triangle over here and it broke above it? What did it do? Retest. Took off. What did it do here? Retest. Took off. Right? You're getting in at the bottom level of this. And again, is this a consistent thing that will happen forever? No. But while it's here, let's use it. Right? We're at a great value. And one would argue, okay, the support's actually a little bit lower. You can say that because of these are all wicks. You can say maybe down here is probably a better bet. But again, that's a dollar difference. Booey hoo hoo. So you're not yet into the channel, but again, it does wick into it. You see how much it wicks into it? Bow, 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 bow. These are not day holds. Over here, broke it a little bit. So again, if you're having 9 to 5 like me, you don't want to wait. So I would definitely put in a buy order like 93.81. At worst, maybe even buy in today and let it ride. Again, you have a support also down here around $90. So again, you have an area of support, backup area, channel. It's a really good buy. Let's check the indicators. All right, so it looks good. It's above the 200. Let's get within the 200 striking zone. See how it gets above 1% above it. It was 2% above it. It's now 3% above it, which is showing some life. But again, is that sustainable? No, there's no stock that's just going to be for months 10% away, 20%, 10%, 5, whatever it is, away from the 200 EMA line forever, right? Folks will take profits and it'll tank. So again, it's a little overextended from that, but it's bouncing off the 50. It does break it to come back, so that's a great sign. Stock is low, like that too. the RSI is low. It reverses in this area. Again, be dynamic. Don't just go, oh, it's not at 30. Right, 35, 36, very close. Looks really good. Do I see a divergence? Yes, I do, actually. From here and up, and from here and down. So again, that is definitely a divergence. Again, it's not very strong. Again, because this is a little bit more elongated, and this is definitely not as sharp as that one. But again, I don't see any bearish. Bears look exactly the way you want it to look, to not be upset. And bulls look really good. So divergence is there. Stoch is low. Vortex is low. Again, RSI is low. Bounce back to 50. Hasbro is great. And if I remember correctly, let's check this out real quick. I remember this because I was doing the research today. You can see how the volume indicator shows life again. You need to track these things and make relationships for this exact reason. Watch this. This has now gone up. And again, both have gone up. And your volume node has gone up. Again, if that shifts up, that's a sign of life. If that shifts down, that's a sign of death and a dropping off. So again, it's very far above it, but it moved the whole thing up. That's a great sign. Hasbro looks really, really good. Reminder, I don't talk that fast in real life. I wanted to get all this in, and I'm running out of breath. You'll be okay. Just don't watch me on extra fast today. SDC looks really good. Smile Direct Club. Again, some folks like they teeth. Yesterday was eye. Today was teeth. Maybe tomorrow I got some hearing companies. We'll see. That joke sucked ass. Okay, this was definitely near the channel. This line indicates buy-in zone by trend line, and this is the support area. Do I think it may get a little lower? Yeah, sure. But I also think this is a great value, right? You're above 6% into your worst case scenario. That's fine. You also need to understand that this 991 is a support area. So if it does break horde, if it does crash and you can't get out of your position, possibly wait to see what happens. But very easy read. This is a channel, as you can see. Historically, this whole time period is a channel. Mine is this, but again, it did come into here and bounce up. This is elongated because there's more historical data that lines up well. So again, if it does break here, you have your channel to save you. But again, it could easily make 10, 15, 20, 30%. Small Direct Club is very popular. A lot of folks like it. This is a great area to buy in. Great support, great trend line. Let's check the indicators. It broke below both of them. Not a great sign. Not terrible, because again, it does break below them to come back multiple times. It is on the ascension, so again, I wouldn't be too worried. But again, those will be resistances moving forward. RSI is oversold. The last time that happened, you made money, made money, made money. Great sign. Stoch is low, and again, there's probably divergence in here somewhere, but again, not really. And then Vortex is low. Again, Small Direct Club, good company, making some good gains. Really good setup here. I like it a lot. Buy it. Next is TRIL. Oh yeah, we keep a TRIL. What looks great about this is that this is a support area. And again, if it does break, you may have to hold for 13 to 14 days to make your money back if you don't want to wait. And again, it does have an ascension. Again, I discuss higher lows constantly. Again, higher low, higher low. This would be a bit concerning, and it is, that it was lower. But again, I guess one could argue that it's still a higher low than over here. Once you break down below twice of it, that's kind of concerning. And I guess you would say that's twice. So, a little bit concerning, but that's okay. About that little philosophy. This is a good support that's holding. It does consolidate, and again, you have a very clear area of where you would want to cut it at if it does not live. And you could buy into the channel or the support and then go long and make your money back. But again, it's showing life. Great channel play. Looking at it from far away, I guess one could say this is a head and shoulders, but it's kind of a goofy looking one, so I wouldn't be that concerned about it. If it does break below 13, there's a good chance it may super die on you, so just be careful. But TRIL's a fantastic setup. Let's check the indicators. So it broke the 200 and the 50, and again, it does that historically, but again, you don't want that to happen. So those would be resistances moving forward, and when those kind of line up together, it's extra strong. You made money at oversold, and we're getting close to that being oversold again. But it does make reverses around 37, and it does make them around 41. So we're in that area to reverse. The stochastic is low, could be lower, and Vortex is low, could be lower. So there's a chance it may drop off more. Just be cautious of TRIL. It has some really good at price action. You know, it's a good therapeutic company. So give it some time, but it's a fantastic setup. At this time, if you're a beginner stock trader, stick to these. All right, these are 8 really good ones. If you want to venture into the intermediate section, you certainly can. But if you're an intermediate trader, here's some rapid fire 1-minute ones for you. You may also enjoy that I've called, or that are almost there that you may really enjoy looking at. And I can turn the indicators off for time purposes. Let's get into it. I just called BYND. I called it down here. Boy, wouldn't you know, you would have made 15%. Right now, it's having our first pullback, and the best part is, look historically. This area where it's above the POC, but below this resistance, it consolidates. Okay, this is a great area that you can abuse a channel. This isn't easy. You buy it at the bottom like 135, you sell it at 145. You're making $10 every share you buy every other day. So again, if you have more time to spend, you can easily abuse this, and if it does break above it, more money, right? We know that when a stock price tests a resistance more than once quickly, that's a sign of strength. I think BYND has breakout potential, but again, worst case, abuse this channel while you can. CDXC, again, has recently tapped down, boopity boop, tapped down, double bottom, and showed some life. Again, I would wait for it to kind of get above the 200, because when you get above the 200, that's when you get this beautiful price action going on, up and down, up and down. So I wait for that to happen. You could also see it has lower highs across the board, so take that into consideration. That's probably tied to the 200 though. Stoch is high, Vortex just crossed, RSI is fair. Again, it's showing life. But again, we are ground bottom, and now we're moving back up. If it breaks the 200, definitely go long. CERN doesn't have much more going for it than a 50 EMA bounce. The channel's there, but again, this is a very weak support area. It's brand new, but again, it should be taken into consideration that it's there, and there's a 50 EMA bounce that showed life at, and now it's living. The potential is not very, very high, a few percent maybe, but again, CERN moving forward could be a really good growth stock over the next few days, next few weeks, as it kind of keeps on going up. Good setup, not great. I just called CNCE the other day. It dropped off, and I said if you're holding it, wait. If you're not, again, wait. It did bounce off the 200 negatively, so it may keep on dropping down. If that's the case, if you're holding it, you may want to get close to cutting it. It just depends if it shows some more life tomorrow. But again, it needs to break that 200. But it's also not a terrible setup, but again, it's not great either. CREE is exactly the same as CERN, as you can see, very similar. It's just going up off this 50 EMA bounce and this channel, and again, it's holding this support area that's relatively new. Is it a great setup? No. Is it good? Yes, it has a little bit less potential for amount of shares you can buy at this price, but again, you can make more percentage than CERN. So do the math on what works best for you, but it's a pretty good setup. I just called IRWD. These arrows are from the class I'm teaching. Oh, this is a old resistance being tested as a support. We called it over here. It went up a good 10%. That was lovely. I called the other day saying it's going to do that again, and now it's really testing it. Okay, this is really where the line's going to be. If it breaks this, it may come back down to your POC or even lower. So again, I'll get some breath. Let's show some life first. It's a pharmaceutical company. There's a chance there's an FDA approval in the works, like AUPH is doing. So again, give it some time and see what it does. If it shows life, I would definitely go long. Next is GIL. I called this before. This is not a great trend line. Of course, don't use this as like a great entry buy-in spot. But again, GIL has showed higher lows consistently. It just hit the POC, and now it's up almost 11%. For this one, I'll take the studies off real quick so you can see it. So again, it's showing these big old spikes. I think it has big old spike potential again. Just give it some time. See if it really gets above this resistance or breaks $4 and then retest it, buy in then. But GIL's a good setup. It's not great, it's not bad, but again, I really like the life it's showing, and the breakout potential is massive. Next is MORF. We called it the other week as well. I said, hey, this is going to be retesting it. And of course, it's holding the 200 very, very well. But as I discussed earlier, retest of a line or a support or resistance over a long period of time is a show of weakness. It's holding it well, but for how much longer, I don't know. It needs to possibly drop down a little bit to 28 to buy in. But again, you have some really good potential here. Easily 12% for a big breakout day. It broke the 50 and didn't live. So these are going to be consolidating between the two of them. Once the 50 can get overtaken, you'll make some good money. So MORF should be on your radar. You know, the indicators are fair, but again, it looks okay. I just called when. I'm not even going to do anything on it. Check the video from this week. Wendy's looks really good. First big buy-in, I said so. First pullback to test. It may take off here. If it holds the 50, great sign. If it breaks the 200, better sign. Wendy's, great pickup. And lastly is Walmart. I said, look at this support. All these ascensions have staircases. By gummit, I was right. There it is again. And then the channel's living. It's going long. Again, super easy read. It's had lower highs, higher lows. It's making a consolidation basically. If it breaks up higher, you're going to make a bunch of money. If it breaks down lower, you have a stop loss. Really good look. WMT Walmart sucks ass as a company, but a great setup. Hey, there you have it. Oh my god. I need to work out, my dude. 33 minutes. Okay, I think with editing, I can get down to where I want it to be. Either way, you have easily 19, 18, I can't count, good-looking stocks. I would play the 8 that I went over first if you're a beginner. If you're intermediate, sprinkle in some of those intermediate ones. Overall, great day, great green day. We found some value for tomorrow. Again, tomorrow is Thursday. Friday is a sell-off day usually. This list will be good until Monday and Sunday and Tuesday of next week. So if you need anything else, please let me know. If not, it's been a pleasure seeing you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.